Before we learn English today, let me tell you a short story. A story that starts with a simple doctor visit and ends with a shocking truth. She went for a checkup and learned a truth that changed everything. Aisha had always been the strong one in her family, the responsible daughter, the reliable friend, the co-worker who never said no. She carried everyone's load like it was nothing, but lately even breathing felt heavy. For weeks she had brushed off the dizziness, the constant fatigue, and the strange pounding in her chest. Work stress, she told herself. You're just tired, she convinced others. But that morning, when she blacked out for 2 seconds while pouring tea, the illusion shattered. Her mother rushed to her, panic in her eyes. Aisha, this is not normal. You're going to the doctor today. No excuses. Aisha didn't argue. For once, she was scared enough to obey. City Care Hospital was always crowded, but today every sound felt louder. The clicking of heels, the beep of machines, the murmurs of worried families. Aisha sat on a plastic chair, her fingers tapping uncontrollably against her phone screen. She hated hospitals. They reminded her of vulnerability, of losing control, two things she had spent her whole life avoiding. When the nurse called her name, she felt her heartbeat in her ears. Room 12. Dr. Karen Mehta, the nurse said. Dr. Mehta was calm, middle-aged, and had the type of eyes that made people trust him. So, Aisha, he began gently, tell me everything. She explained the dizziness, the chest pressure, the exhaustion. He listened without interrupting, then asked questions, too many questions. Questions that made her stomach tighten. Has anyone in your family had heart issues? Have you experienced numbness recently? Do you feel breathless while lying down? Aisha felt her throat dry. It's nothing serious, right? He gave a reassuring smile, but something in his eyes was sharp. We'll run some tests. Blood tests, ECG, X-ray, a stress test. Hours passed like slow motion. Aisha sat alone, scrolling her phone, not absorbing a single word. Her hands were cold. Her thoughts were restless. Every time someone in a white coat walked past her, her breath hitched. Finally, Dr. Mehta called her inside. He didn't immediately speak. He placed the file on the table carefully, almost too carefully. Aisha, I want you to listen without panicking, he said softly. Her heart dropped. You have a condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's a heart muscle disorder. Your heart is working harder than it should. That's why you're fainting, why you're feeling breathless. The words felt like they were floating in the air, disconnected from reality. She blinked. Doctor, are you saying I have a heart disease? Yes, he replied gently. It's treatable, but we need to start immediately. If ignored, it can become dangerous. Dangerous. The words stabbed her. Her eyes watered, but she quickly wiped them. She wasn't someone who cried in front of people. What do I do now? She whispered. You need lifestyle changes, medication, and regular monitoring. And Aisha, he paused. You have to stop pushing yourself. Your body has been giving you signals for months. Her chest tightened, not from the disease, but from guilt. She had spent years taking care of everyone. But when it came to herself, she had failed. Before she left, Dr. Mehta handed her an old file. This belongs to your father. My father. She frowned. Why would the hospital have that? Dr. Mehta hesitated. He was my patient. He had the same heart condition. Aisha froze. Her father had passed away when she was 10. Her mother always said it was a sudden attack. Aisha swallowed. Why didn't anyone tell me this was genetic? The doctor looked pained. Your mother requested confidentiality. She thought you were too young to understand. Aisha walked out of the room in a haze, gripping the file like a lifeline. Her father, his illness, her own condition. Everything suddenly connected. Aisha sat in the hospital parking lot, tears finally escaping her control. She wasn't crying because she was sick. She was crying because for the first time in her life, she felt fragile. A message popped on her phone, her manager demanding a report. Another from her friend asking for help with something. Her mother asking, when will you be home for cooking? Aisha stared at the screen and let out a bitter laugh. All her life, She had been available for everyone. But now, her heart, literally, was telling her to stop. She returned home quietly. Her mother saw her pale face and rushed. What happened? What did the doctor say? Aisha looked straight into her eyes. Why didn't you tell me Dad had a heart disease? Her mother froze. Tears filled her eyes instantly. I wanted to protect you. I didn't want you to live in fear. Aisha hugged her. For once, Mom, let me handle myself. I'm not a child anymore. Her mother nodded, trembling. That night, Aisha didn't sleep. She opened the file the doctor gave her, her father's medical notes, his struggles, his bravery. And for the first time, instead of fear, she felt strength. This disease may run in my blood, she whispered. But courage.